Hey everyone, it's Shelly from the 𝐲𝐿𝐤 group here at 𝐫𝐞𝐜 CSI. So we are in unprecedented times right now. With the COVID-19 crisis that we're dealing with, I have been hearing countless, stories of worry and anxiety and fear from our customers and also from people online and other agents. And I feel that it's my job as a team leader, as a real estate agent, as just an upstanding community member to kind of come to you guys and tell you the information that I know. And that's always been our mission, is to educate and inform our customers as well as our communities on the information that we have pertaining to the real estate market so that you can therefore take this and make educated and informed real estate decisions. So I should probably timestamp this. This is March 26th. We're filming this. This situation is unfolding in front of our very eyes, and we don't know what the future holds. I have no crystal ball. And it's ever changing, hour by hour, day by day, things are changing. So maybe by the time you watch this, things are vastly different. But as of now, this is the information that we have. And I just want to pass that along to you so that, again, you can make educated and informed real estate decisions and just kind of know what's going on in the world. So especially as it pertains to real estate. So a question that we get a lot, actually, and I've been hearing a lot, is how will the stock market, obviously you've been watching, it's been taking some heavy hits lately. It's been going down. How will that impact housing values? And will we see a long, lengthy recovery like we did after 2008? Will it take that long for us to recover? And again, I have no crystal ball, but I know it's really hard to distance ourselves from the memory of 2008. It's really close in our rear view. And honestly, I think that it's going to be a little bit different than what we saw in 2008. And I want to share with you my screen, just something that might help a little bit. This, just to give you an idea, and I hope you can see this. If I can make this bigger, there we go. So this was our market performance after the housing and mortgage crash in 2007 to 2009. Obviously, you see the stock market falling 51%, the S&P 500 correction. That's representative of how our stock market is performing. And you saw at this time in 2007 to 2009, it took a big hit, 51%. And you see next to that in the gray box that annual home prices went down. They depreciated. In 2007, they went down 4.6%. In 2008, they went down 10%. And in 2009, they went down 4.1%. And this is what a lot of people are fearful is going to happen. And then, as most of you probably remember, after these years, it took years of recovery for people to finally be on solid footing again. And I guess the concern that we're hearing from a lot of our customers and from people online is, are we in for, first of all, another really big hit on home prices like we saw in 2007 to 2009? And then are we in for a lengthy recovery after that? And quite frankly, I don't believe we are. We were very over leveraged in 2007, 2008, and 2009. People had, their equity pulled out of their homes and put into things like lavish vacations and, vacation homes, second homes, that kind of thing, fancy cars. And we don't see that right now. We're in a very much a better position in the US. We're much more conservative these days. And we're not seeing any of the, lending practices that really kind of led to the housing and mortgage crash. We are much more conservative these days than we were back then. Here's what I think is probably going to happen and what the information that's been given to us. I want to show you another slide here. And this one shows you the 9/11 market performance. And I'm hoping that you can see this too. So this was after the .com and 9/11 crash. So obviously you see the stock market, the S&P 500 correcting there, and it went down 45%. So it was also a really hefty drop that we experienced. But if you take a look in this gray box next door, the home values in those same years, 2000, 2001, and 2002, actually appreciated each year 8.6%, 6.6%, and 8.5%. And let me tell you, average appreciation in a normal market here in Pittsburgh is 3.6% every year. So we were appreciating at really nice rates in those 3 years. And so the information that has been given to us is that we feel that the recovery from the coronavirus is going to be similar to the recovery that we saw and to the home value rates that we saw after 9/11. 9/11 was an event. A catastrophic one. It definitely was. People were afraid to go out afterwards, but it was an event. It was not an economic collapse. And so people might have been afraid to go out, shortly thereafter. Maybe they were afraid of another terrorist attack happening. But really after that, things went back to normal in terms of buying and selling houses. And as you can see, the annual home price appreciation didn't falter at all because it was an event. And life largely in terms of houses buying and selling went back to normal after that event. And there's a quote that I kind of want to show you here, and it will drive this point home, I believe. There you go. I hope you can see this. And this is from David Rosenberg, who's a chief economist from Gluskin Sheff and Associates. What 9/11 has in common with what is happening today is that this shock has also generated fear and anxiety among the general public. People avoided crowds as they believed another terrorist attack was coming, and are acting the same way today to avoid getting sick. The same parts of the economy are under pressure: airlines, leisure, hospitality, restaurants, entertainment, consumer discretionary services in general. We believe that the market reaction to the coronavirus will be similar to the market reaction we saw after 9/11. It is an event. What we are seeing here, folks, is a snowstorm, a really heavy snowstorm where people can't go out for a period of time and people can't buy and sell houses for a period of time. But there is so much pent up demand. We were in a really low inventory situation coming into this spring, and our first quarter of this year was gangbusters. I mean, people were out buying and selling. Houses were going in multiple offers in just hours on the market. That demand is still there. And if we pen up that demand even further for another few weeks, there is going to be a really high level of demand and still a very low inventory situation. So we believe that after the smoke clears and the dust settles, that the housing market will really spring back to life. So in terms of where we feel we're going to end up, as far as housing values appreciating or depreciating, I would again show you these 9/11 stats. I can't find them, guys. I can't bring those up for some reason, but I would show you those 9/11 stats where we saw rates of appreciation of 6 or 8% after 9/11 happened. Even during the year that 9/11 happened, we saw rates of appreciation that were 6 or 8%, which is much higher than our average rates of appreciation because, like we said before, it's a snowstorm. It's an event. People are afraid to go out now, and they can't go out now. They can't buy and sell properties now. But once the dust settles and the smoke clears, activity is going to skyrocket. That pent-up demand, I have buyers now that are so disappointed that they can't be out looking at houses and they can only look at houses virtually. Once we're allowed to go out again, I strongly believe in the information that we're being given is that it will bounce back. So in terms of how long it will take, we're not expecting it to take very long. I know that a lot of people are worried about 2008, 2009, and it took years of recovery to really get people back on their feet. But again, this is not an economic collapse that we're seeing. This is an event, a reaction to an event, and people can't go out and buy and sell houses right now. But we anticipate that within a couple months of us being able to go out again, we're really going to see really great gains in terms of our recovery from this. We don't expect it to take very long. So I hope that that was informational for you guys. Of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here. Obviously, we're not going anywhere right now because we're stuck at home, but call me, reach out with a DM, send me a message. I'm happy to help. You know, if I can put aside some of your fears a little bit, give you some information so that you can make informed real estate decisions, I'm happy to do that. And of course, I hope you guys are safe. I hope you are healthy, and we'll see you soon.